What if this one is placed up here and this one will order come down? Yeah, this glass and the change will be off and the ID will on. If it works. Number one, you always be up and the ID will come down. Everything is
ID and this thing cannot go up and down. Rather you said because it's in a straight line. It should be a straight line. Rather your question should be what if the class comes first and the ID comes second? And this is what you have asking. How are you changing?
No, because only that one.
This thing cannot be up and down. It should be in a straight line. Usually you start because of space on the board. So your class is an attribute. It can come before the ID or after the ID. Like I said, you can place your attribute anywhere. It doesn't matter the one that comes first or second. You understand it? So if I understand your question, I will choose on the this is what it is going to do. This is what it's going to do now. Are you just coming? Are you just coming? The 500. Even at that, you love making a statement again. Because I just come to my class. What happened? I can't tell you what to do. Don't come to your statements and express yourself. What happened? Went on errand. Who sent you an errand? Your dad. You call him on phone to verify that. Remember. This is an ID, this is an ID. Yeah? And which ID is left? So there's not, it doesn't have any business with this. This one is going to produce. Because this one, except if there's another element to the ID group. IDs are unique to one word, element. Even if I separate it to come out like this, only the element that has the ID is will be this. Even if the name is not included here. For example, here I don't have a DID here, but I have an hashtag ID. So if I have my class equals to ID, my class ID equals to ID, so obey this because there's an ID declaration here. Do you get that clear? Are you still confused? It's very bad to come to class late. Because you don't hear me, and I think we've not done much. We've done much already. This has to them. Rookie. Any other question? Any other question? You can do your CSS like this. You see that? But it's not what it's all about. Instead of making your writing P1, instead of writing P, you bring your block, align right. Color red. Do the same thing for H1, do the same thing for H2. Yeah? Since the declaration of the paragraph, the H1, the H2, and your DI, since they're the same declaration, they contain the same exact declaration. Instead of writing long notes, P1, instead of writing P, you make a declaration. DIV, the same declaration. H1, the same exact declaration. You can just do it like that, shorten it by doing like this. Or you do your class, the same declarations, align center red, P2, H2, align center red, DIV, align center, and the color red. You can just do P, comma, H1, comma, H2, comma, class, center, comma, hash, ID, and just make one declaration, and all these will obey this. You are clear? This one H1, 1, 1, P, writing P, this one H, this one, this one, this one. Just separate them with comma and make your declaration. Go ahead, go.
So how does that now you see the words of yeah?
About my name.
Color red.
It doesn't matter.
I see a talk. I'm here.
That person is not silly. It's new to an good question. A very good question. Look at the board. You see what they did there. Give me a pen. You see this?
Yes.
When I tell you that, huh? When I tell you that, you tell you that. Because of the beginning, I did the last time. Yeah, come on, she wants to understand. Come out. When I tell you that, you tell you that. Get your data. Get you to see the key difference between the style, yeah. Or styling card. Styling card. Okay. And put it. Okay. Alright, let's start with the paragraph. Let me expand it more. Understand. So time now, come here, let me see. Look at the code. Can you calculate that? You can't calculate it. Not your HTML opening tag and your closing tag. You know. Not your head opening tag and head closing tag. Not your body opening tag and body closing tag. Not you know this one and this one. Paragraph and paragraph. Opening tag and closing tag. This one style for adding CSS. An element used for adding what? CSS. So what does one understand? Look at the board, not the floor. Ask your question. You understand? What did you understand? Okay, no, I think it's straight line. Is that an error? Okay, no, it's a straight line. It's correct. Alright, now let me ask you. Look at what you wrote here. P. You open his block. Color. Red. What's going to happen to you with this? What's going to happen on the street? Don't know. That's not. You. What will happen? Look at what's the difference between the two first? What you will get? Which difference can you support?
He used P as an attribute.
You use P as an
So
attribute.
he used that as an attribute.
Okay.
And also used that as an element.
Okay. That's the two different. Alright. So what will happen? What will happen to this hello? Which color? Huh? No, no, that's to obey. Okay. Which one will you to obey? You. Yes, you. Yes. Not you. If it's you, I know your name. What will the color of this? Look at the yellow. You give P here. And then you get another style again. You have two styles for P. Which one needs to be? Huh? Which one? Huh? Huh? The second one. Say what you say the second what? The what's one of the perfect? Yeah? Second style. You have two styles there. Give me a perfect definition. As a talk like a professional. That's all that someone that has been this back to you. I'm talking to you at the back, yes. What will happen? Which one declaration? This one. Will be this one. That's what I want to do. What will happen? Sit down. What will happen here? Yes, I'm talking to you.
It will be the second PM.
Which one will be the second here? What is which one?
The color blue.
It's the color blue. Which color blue?
It will be the second style as an element.
The next one starts as an element.
That will be the second attribute.
Second attribute. Remember that we have two attributes there. Where is the second attribute?
The
Where is the
second
second?
key element.
This one.
Sorry, the first one.
This one.
To obey it.
It will obey it. What is the it? Make a complete sentence or a complete statement now. Let me know what you're saying. So the second key element will obey it. Where is the it?
The second key element.
This one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Will obey the first key element and that.
The first key element, this one.
The second key element will be the first style.
The first style.
Yes.
Which of the first style are you talking about? This one.
Yes.
The first style what?
Element.
The first style element. Then this one now will be which one? You. Your duty.
First attribute. The first element.
The first key element will be
Yes. You obey the attribute.
this one.
Yes. And the second one, you obey the first element. Then,
This one.
yes,
Will be which one?
the first element. Then,
This one.
yes.
Why?
They are to create paragraph on the top. So all the paragraph was the first one. It created the attribute.
Give me an answer. Now, sit down with you. How to add CSS. How to add CSS. There are 3 ways to insert style sheets. There are 3 ways to insert style sheets in an HTML document. There are 3 ways to do what? You all understand grouping, right? Grouping is very clear to us. Any question on grouping? It should be simple to understand. What ask question?
This one, this one.
What ask question on this one? I asked you a question.
Sir, please, the title tag have something to do with this.
Title tag.
Yeah.
This title tag.
The reason why I pronounced it is because it's not written there. That is why I
Write it on your phone. He was asking a question. You should not. All right. Sorry for that one. I said there are 3 ways to insert a style sheet, especially CSS. There are 3 ways to insert a style sheet in an HTML document. An HTML or in a web page. That's your web page. In a web page or an HTML document or HTML file or whatever that page is there. You can use web page. There are 3 ways to insert a style sheet in an HTML web page. 1. This definition is going to answer this question here. Even though the common sense should tell us that this field is this one, person is directly talking to it. If not for anything, I am talking to you directly. I don't even need an ID to tell that it is this field. It is inside. It is part of the attribute. It is your own attribute, so you should do this. You understand? While others are obeying this, while other paragraphs are obeying this one is follow come. It's my own attribute, so it's part of my ID. All one, we are my own attribute, so I don't need another room. Another room. Already the rule is inside me already. I will know where I follow come. So normally this is what I should obey. Now, how to insert CSS into your HTML documents. 1, you have what? Inline. Inline or inline. Whichever how you put it in the speech inline. Inline. Meaning you have no logo code inline. 2. Internal. This is inline. Remember, this is one page. Up here. Inside this page, this is an internal CSS. Internal. By internal, it means it's inside that what? Page. by inline, it means it's part of the what? Attribute of that particular what? Element. This is inline. That was why I introduced it when I was talking about HTML. So it won't be difficult for us to understand at this stage. So this is inline. This is what? Internal. By the word internal, remember I said how to add CSS into your what? Web page. HTML web page. You can do that internally by making your declaration. Remember I said this is your style. They only use to import what? To insert CSS. You can place it anywhere you like. But it's always good to do it here so that others will follow. So this is internal. This is what? Inline. So inline, internal, and what? External. By external, it simply means I can write all my CSS and save it as a file somewhere. Maybe I can say my style or my styles dot CSS. This one is what? Index dot HTML. Because it's an HTML page. So why creating? I said the file extension describe the type of what? File. So dot HTML shows it is a what? A HTML file. Dot CSS shows it is what? A CSS file. So I can save my styles as my styles dot CSS. Save where as what? A file separately. Save my index dot HTML separately. Then now link the style inside my index dot what? HTML as an external file. You understand? So while the page is loading, to be like while I'm loading, once I get here, it's like once they say, once you get here, go to GSS when I'm doing the room. So what do you care about? We don't just on Facebook, check continue. What if I'm making sense? Not making sense to you? That's what I just said. While reading, if I add the external link here, I will show you the element used for adding external link, or the tag used for adding external link. We'll use that one as we progress. So CSS will have what? Inline. And the next is what? Internal. And the other one is what? External. By external, you can have the what? Dot CSS file. So you now link it here. Maybe, which means I can carry this P, color, red, save it in that file and name it maybe my style. How about my page here? Let me use my styles or my CSS. My styles dot CSS. You complete this P rule, this rule here now. You complete that feature here. Then I'll use another tag to import it so that it makes your work organized. So I think if I have 1 million rules, I'll do all my declaration here. And when I do all my declaration here, I'll just link them here. What is important? If I have 20 pages, assuming I have 20 pages, like these are not HTML pages. I want to change the color of all the paragraphs in the 20 pages. Which means I'll start from the first page, change the color of the paragraph. Go to the second page, change the number of the paragraph. Go to the third page, change the colors, right? Change the color of the paragraph. Go to the fourth page, change the color of the paragraph. Go to the fifth page, change the color of the paragraph. Go to the sixth page, change the. That's how I'm doing to reach the 20th page, right? Time consuming. But if I have my CSS file as external, linked in all the pages, All I need to do is just come here, change my color to red, and all the voltages we adapt to it. Instead of doing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, I'll just create my file somewhere, link it to all the pages, so that any changes I make to my CSS file will affect all the HTML files or HTML pages. Except the situation whereby I want to make a custom change to that particular page. Then I can decide to use what? Internal, going to that particular page and making the specific changes to that particular page. Then I'm not, yes. So also an index can show my keys to be blue. In every other ones, they should be red. So I can declare I can even include it here, do my linking here, put my style under, and do my declaration. It will obey this last one, no matter the last order. Even if I say color red in the external file, and I come internally, and I say the color should be blue, if I put the linking above, the color here will obey the internal one. If I put the linking below, it will obey this one and not this one. Because this is the last one it will reach. Is it confusing?
Yes.
Okay, let's go see as we proceed at this stage. But we should not be confused at this stage. I don't know Ratalia. No Ratalia. Ratalia. You. Ratalia, go up. And you're Ratalia. Go Ratalia. All right. Now let's begin with don't worry, I will talk, we'll try it and see. External CSS. Or should I go with inline? Please, let me speak to your definition. An inline style may be used to apply to a unique style. May be used or can be used for the chosen. An inline style. What we talk about inline style? A style is what? An attribute. This is an attribute. And this attribute value is what? CSS. And the CSS here, this is the property. This is your color, this is your property, this is your property value. Inline CSS. Inline CSS. An inline style may be used to apply to the unique style for a single element. For what? For a single element. An inline style can be used or may be used to apply a unique, what the word unique, style for a single element. Which means instead of me declaring ID in my CSS room, hashtag ID, open my blog, I can be typing my whatever. I can do it what? Inline. Because the inline is unique to what? One particular element. I cannot declare inline here and affect this one here. No. You understand? I cannot eat food and go to your stomach and digest it. Does it work? No. So this one is inside the key. So since it's inside this key, it should not affect another one. So this is what? A kind of ID here. So I can use inline style or I can use my ID selector. You understand? Because ID selectors are unique to what? One element with the ID name. Or I can do that what? Inline. Is it clear? Is it clear? I'm asking you, is it clear? Is it clear? You are the clerk. Is it clear? I'm talking to you. Okay, is it clear? So if I want to use my ID selector, I can just do what? Inline. And I say an inline style may be used to apply to what? To apply a unique style for a single what? Element. Just like I said, your ID selector is used to do what? Add your style to a single what? Element with a class, with a name, with the ID name, the same as your ID selector. Sorry, your selector, the selector. That's all I'm saying. Good. To use inline style, add the style attribute, the relevant elements. To use this inline style, you add it as an attribute to the relevant what? Element, or to the particular element you want to do what? Style. To use inline style. Often you should actually use inline. Add the style attributes to the relevant what? Element. Often you should use inline style. With the inline style, get the attribute, the tag which all come here. As an attribute. These are the elements which are come here. These are the opening tag here. You understand? So that's just what I'm defining. So to use inline style, add the style attribute to the relevant what? Elements. The style attribute contains any CSS property. So even if you have 1 million properties, you can write it inside here. So long as you end each declaration with your what? Semicolon. So even if you have 1 million properties or declarations, you can write all of them inside here. It doesn't matter. You read it. So long as all those things are written there, you need to use particular words, element. And so long as you are ending each declaration with what? Your semicolon. Is that clear? Is that clear? Alright. So this is an example of inline CSS. Use the attribute style and you put all your declarations inside. Ending with what? Semicolon for every declaration. Now, internal. Internal CSS. Isn't I explained that before? Simple definition. Internal CSS gathering meaning a particular HTML page you want to style. That is just it. Let me give you a better definition. An internal style sheet may be used if one single HTML page has a unique style. An internal CSS should be used if one single HTML page has a unique style. Just like the inline, I'm just talking, this is not part of the definition. The inline, I can say an inline style should be used if one single element has a unique style. Now this one now, if one single page has a unique style. This one, if one single element has a unique style. Then internal, if one single HTML page has a unique style. So if I tell a style, yes, other pages will not obey this because there's different files on their own. You understand? Alright. So an internal CSS sheet may be used if single HTML page has a unique style. The internal CSS is defined inside the style element inside the head section or the head element.
Internal CSS is defined.
The internal CSS is defined. By defined, I mean it is written inside. It is written or it's written. The internal CSS is defined inside the style element. I've said that before. The only function of this style element is to import what? CSS, or to define CSS. Elements can contain elements. We're talking about HTML elements. Apart from this element, you cannot put another element inside here. The only thing that goes inside the style is what? CSS rules. Is that clear? From this side. Can be hybrid. But the market can run in our class. If they have to make it start the front. But without going to the extreme. Let's go over the C. I said the internal style is defined inside which element? The internal style is defined inside which element?
The style element.
Style element. And I said the style element is used for what? Importing CSS. Only CSS. What does that mean here? Don't come and come inside your style and put paragraph. Inside your style, you put div. Inside your style. It does not work. In fact, you scattered everything. Remember, it's a structured what? Language. It's a structured language. So you must obey the rules and what? Regulations. Don't just behave anyhow. It is already structured. So whenever you come, follow the what? Existing structure or the rules. That is it. Alright. Now, external. External CSS. In the third one. With an external style sheet. With an external style sheet, you can change the look of your entire web pages. Entire web pages, in bracket website. Why this one change the web page? This one changes the what? Web page. Single web page, right? Why do you change your single web page? This one change your single what? Element. This one change your what? Entire web pages, not web page. Entire web pages that it is linked to. But for you to even change it to the first page, you must have linked it to that particular page. So like I was saying, once you link it to your page, you do what? Change the entire web pages. I explained that the concept of being color red. First page, color red. Second page, color red. Third page, color red. Index, about us, register. Making the colors one by one up to 20 pages. You can also bring everything in external file. So once you just change the external file, it affects all the pages. Except if it's the one you want to style a particular page. You can now go internal and go to that particular page and start that particular what page. Is that clear? Is that clear? So this one is page. This one is what? Pages. There is S here. So I said external CSS, right? With an external style sheet, you can change the look of the entire website or web pages by changing just one file. So just only modify your my style.css. Just open my style.css, do your modification, and all the web pages will obey all the declarations. You obey all the words, declarations as defined. Each HTML page, still an external, each HTML page must include a reference to the external style sheet file. Are you writing? You're not writing. Why? So where are you? So what did you leave behind? You're writing what? You are copying down this thing. Don't just copy. Understand. What is it?
Just to recap.
External CSS with an external style sheet, comma, you can change the look of an entire website, in brackets, web pages, or you can change the entire look of the entire web pages, in brackets, website. What I mean web pages, what is a website? The collection of web pages. So if I say website, I'm referring to all the web pages inside that particular word folder. So website is web pages. Should I continue?
Yes.
Are you where we are now? Huh? What are you saying? You took your to give someone else, you bring it back, and you tell me you are not working well. What are you doing? Where are you? That's not CSS file. I'm not going to define, so what are you doing internal? I define internal, you follow that one. I define the internal. I'm not defining external. And I said, with an external style sheet, comma, you following now? External style sheet. You can change the look of an entire web site or web pages. You can change the look of your entire web pages, in brackets, website, or websites, in brackets, web pages, comma, and I will for you. With an external CSS, with an external style sheet, you can change the look of an entire website by changing just one file. Like I said, you can just have my style dot what CSS, and all your declarations or CSS rules will be inside here. All your CSS rules will be inside here. Instead of putting it inside the web page, this one is internal. So this one now, only the P inside this web page will be affected. The P in other web pages will not be affected. Even if I come to that web page and I'll declare another new tag instead of another style, and I'll do my own day again. And I'll do it for all the web pages. So if I have 40 web pages, I'll do it for all the 40 web pages to take me time. So instead of doing that, we should create all our CSS inside one file and name it what? My style.what? CSS. You can name it anything you like. My style just like you can name it style. Some issues. Are you sleeping? Thank God. You can name it style dot what? CSS or my style, all my HA, you can name it whatever thing you like. As long as you know what you are naming. And whenever you are doing your naming, make sure you name according to what you are doing so you don't get confused. And that when somebody else wants to continue from where you stop, the person should be able to look at your name and understand what you are trying to do or say. Because it's a structural language or a structured language. The person should also understand the principle. So by merely looking at the name, you should know what you're talking about. That's why I'm using my style dot what CSS. Or you can use style dot what CSS or what I'm using. Or my website style dot what CSS. Alright, let's continue. Are you where we are now? I said with an external style, you can change the look of the entire website by changing just one style. Second paragraph. I now said, each HTML page, you know we're talking about external files, right? Each HTML page must, no even of must,
Yes.
mention here, you must. It is compulsory. You don't have another option than to follow. It's a must. So each HTML page must include a reference. A what? A reference. Must include a reference. Are you writing? Are you sure? Are you told us there? Each HTML page must include a reference to the external style sheet file. Each web page uploaded to your external file, you must reference the file inside it. If not, it will not obey it. You understand? If not, it will not obey it, so you must reference it here before it will obey it. Now, to the external file sheet file, inside the link element. Now, this will take us to another element known as what? Link. Inside your head, you have an element known as what? Link. After I'll clean this area, you will write this thing inside the external file. This one is internal. This one is inline. This one is internal. We'll come to link as an attribute. Sorry, as an element. Inside the head here, I have link. Link as an element. Link. Remember that one is what? Anchor. Anchor. This one is what? Link. Use your link to link external files. But your anchor is used to connect it to another web page. You know when I was defining anchor, I said there's another element in as link, but for a separate purpose. So anchor, your anchor, takes you towards another page that you reference there. And this one is going to include the file that you are doing what, that you are referencing now. Let's continue. After the definition will expand. So, I said each HTML page must include a reference to the external CSS file sheet style inside the link element. Inside the link element, inside the head section. So, which means the link should be inside what? Head. Is that clear? Any question on the definition so that we proceed? Should I continue? it does. Read the definition again. You've not finished it. The definition I gave. Okay. I said external CSS file. You understand internal. So you understand inline. You understand internal. Talking of external. Understand your external. Instead of putting instead of writing code one for different pages, you just write all your CSS. Save it in one file, known as what? My style.what? CSS. You now link it to all the pages. So for you to link it to all the pages, you use an element known as what? Link. And that link must be inside what? Your head. The third paragraph. An external style sheet can be written in any text editor. So which means can use any of the editor, what do you call it? VS Code, Notepad, Notepad++. You can also use it to do, because remember that's one thing where it's all about. Just all it's all about hypertext. It's what? Hypertext. So you can do that there. And must be saved with a .css extension. Okay. I said an external style sheet can be written in any text editor, not your text editor now. We have our Notepad++, we have our Notepad, we have our VS Code, we have Dreamweaver, we have Visual Basic, whatever, and so on. There are so many editors there. So any editor can do that. The way you just did your HTML, you also do a declaration. Also do a declaration. Or your SSS rules inside. So now let's continue. I now said, okay, I said an external style. An external style sheet can be written in any text editor and must be saved with a .css extension. .css extension, which means after all the barrier, I must put .css. So the computer will not be talking about what? CSS. The other one is .html. The computer will not be talking about .html. The other one is .doc. Then I'm talking about Microsoft Documents. .excel. EXL. Talking about what? Excel. .pdf. I'm talking about what? PDF file. And so on. So finding an extension is used to identify the type of file that file is. Now, the external .css file must not contain any HTML tag. Very important. The external .css file, which is this, must not contain any HTML tag or tags. Do you understand that? What are that supposed to mean? You don't write any HTML tag or code instead of CSS file. Just like when I was explaining this element is used to do what? Import CSS internally in your HTML page. Inside this file, can you write another HTML code here? No, it does not contain HTML code. Anything inside here must be what? CSS. once the brother sees style opening tag and style closing tag, anything inside it must be what? CSS. It doesn't even have an attribute. Because when you're not allowed to import what? CSS. So if my style, now in that question, let's ask another question now. This style, is this CSS or HTML? Style like that. Is this CSS or HTML? It's HTML. And I said, it is used to do what? Import CSS. And I said, inside it, you cannot have what? HTML tag or any HTML code. Now, if I want to do my CSS, I'm going to use my blank space. Am I going to start with style? Then I'm after writing my listing, my key, whatever, and I'm not going to style. Sorry. And I'll now save this as .css. Is that correct? Is that correct? This is my .css file. Inside it, I want to know, are you sleeping? Stand up. Stand up. You cannot stand the pain and not sleeping. Sit like this. Even if you're not sleeping, sit like a student. That's not how students sit. You must look at me, start looking at you. Or are you still not feeling fine? David, are you still not feeling fine? You're not still feeling fine. You are feeling fine. Why are you sleeping in my class? Sit up. I said, take me to my CSS file now. Via my style.what CSS. Now I have opened my editor. With my editor, that is my notepad or notepad plus anyone. I've opened it. And I wrote style. And I wrote P, my declarations, div, and its declaration. And I close with style. Is it correct or wrong?
It's wrong.
Because you are sleeping. I've created my style.what CSS as an external CSS file. Good. And I click on edit, so I'll start adding my declarations or my CSS rules inside. I now open it. Now appear blank in my editor. And I want to start making my rules. And then I wrote style. And I make my rules. P. First column, center, align, center, div. And I close with my tag and now save as style.css. Is this correct or wrong?
It's wrong.
Yeah?
It's wrong.
Who says it's correct? If you say it's correct, raise your hand up. If you say it's correct, raise your hand down. If you say it's correct, raise your hand up. It's correct.
Is it in your head?
This is the CSS file now, .css. We are editing this one now. Now look at it, .css. And I edit it with my text editor. So I will start adding my CSS rules inside the .css file. And I open it, and I start with style. I open my P. I open this one, and I click it here, and now save as .css. Is it correct or wrong? If you say it's wrong, let me see an up. You cannot sit on the fence, you must belong somewhere. If you say it is correct, this is a CSS file, not a HTML file. If you say this thing now is wrong, let me see your hand up. It's wrong. Let me see your hand up. Which one? Where are you? Are you like this? Which one? It's wrong. If you say it is wrong, raise up your hand. Yeah. If you say it is correct, raise up your hand. Where do you do? What are you doing there? I'm just side down.
If this thing is equal to CSS file, now design my ear, get up, you say to make a CSS file.
So where do you belong? Yes or no?
No, it's not the CSS file.
Oh, in that kind of room.
Only matter now.
You go against this of you. You go against this of you. What is wrong? Stand up and tell me what is wrong. Yes, that's the rules. Is it right or wrong? No, that's me. It's wrong. Why? By the time I'm done with this class, if you go back to school, you come back as a different person. Stand up. In all your subjects. I don't see your head like that again. Explain. Why is it wrong if you said it's wrong? Start talking. I don't waste time. You don't have all the hours for you. Says that's rules. So what is wrong? Well, I just said it's wrong, but people say it's wrong. You know why it's wrong. You said it's wrong, so much just said it's wrong. But much said it's right. So now it's right. It's wrong. Is it wrong or right?
I want to ask the question.
Okay, is it wrong or right? Is it wrong or right? Wrong. Why? Stand up. You, is it wrong or right? Wrong. Stand up. Tell me why it's wrong. You first. Huh? Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong? This is wrong or right? I'm asking you, go ahead, you on right. Is it wrong or right? Why is it wrong? Is it wrong or right? You. Wrong, why is it wrong? Is it wrong or right? You. You don't know. Eh? You don't know. Is it wrong or right? You don't know. Start up. You. Is it wrong or right? Huh? Wrong. Why? Huh? Is it wrong or right? Why? How? What made it wrong? If I look at me, I'm not asking you questions. Why? Why is it wrong? Eh? I'm asking you now, talk to me. Why is it wrong, bro? Why do you say it's wrong? Eh? If you are trained not to talk, I am trained to make people talk. If you can't talk, I make you talk. Is it wrong or right? Say something. Eh? You said? What was my time? Say something now. Is it wrong or right? it wrong or right? Don't halt my class, now say something. Now give me that. If I got close and not like me, stop embarrassing yourself. If I got close and not like me, speak out. Is it wrong or right? It's wrong. Why do you say it's wrong? If I ask you a question again and you keep quiet, you don't talk, I'll make you talk. Is it wrong or right? It's right. Why is it right? The style is what? The file and the CSS file. Okay. What is right? Okay, I should put my style here, close it, and put my rules. So this is right. Alright. It's wrong. Why is it wrong?
Because in the definition, you said that
In the definition. What is it wrong or right? From Friday. It's wrong. Why?
But why just start a new file and start a closing style and close it?
I can't start a new file and use the style. What kind of file are you talking about?
CSS file.
So you cannot start writing a new CSS file and start with style. Why shouldn't I start with style? I'm not going to start with AJT here, I'm not going to start with CSS. Is it wrong or right? Alright, sit down. He said, in your definition, you said .css does not contain HTML elements. And that was why I asked you, is this an HTML element? You said yes. And this HTML element is used to do what? Import CSS internally. Now, why should I put this since I'm not importing internally? And in my definition, I said your CSS file does not contain HTML elements. And this is HTML element. Style is an HTML element used to do what? Declare CSS rules internally. So it should not contain anything here apart from CSS rules. So this is wrong. It can only be right when I clean this style. This is right. This is CSS file. This is right. I can only use style when I want to import CSS inside what? HTML. So I want HTML see style as an element. I'm talking about what? CSS. Just like in your attributes here. These are HTML elements. Once I use attribute style, I want to import CSS inline. That's why I'm using the attribute style. Here, I want to import CSS internally. That's why I'm using what? Style as an element. But when writing your CSS, these are elements. This is CSS rule here. So my CSS file should only contain the rule. There's no point putting what? Style. So this is right. There shouldn't be any. And in the definition, I said no HTML tags or elements inside your what? .css file. Is that clear? Are you sure? Stand up. Stand up. Tell me what I just said. Not just elements, even tags. You better use tags because element is opening and closing tags. I also have self-contained tags or self-closing elements, you know. So you better use the word tag. This is a tag, closing tag. This is a tag, opening tag. So this place does not contain tags, not even talk of elements. For it to be an element, you should have opening and closing tag. So it should not even contain any tag at all, without opening or closing. Am I clear? In your all.css file. Now, still inside my definition. Now, let me clean this. Since you understand this page now, I want to clean the board now. There are so many declarations. But we need to talk about this. This is internal. We understand this part. This is inline. You understand this part. Now I'm not talking about what? External. So I'm going to move inline here. Or let me write this code from here. Now, in my definition, I said for you to import, now I have my CSS file now. And my CSS file, I named it what? My style. Or my styles. .css. Now here, I have div, text align, left, color, font size, results. And I have my H1, H2, dot center, I also add ID, element ID. To me, I wouldn't prefer using some, but it depends on you. So let's use it at the center, or even if I use hash. Hashtag. Yeah. First color. Color. First align. Center. Color. Orange. Blues. Look at the board. You understand what I read there? Hmm? You said yes. Okay, Shozana said it's not you. You said no, I cannot ask you. How are you doing? And you see how foolish this boy is. And here teaching is here playing soccer. You see how stupid and foolish he is. You see how foolish he is. You see how foolish this man is. By the time I ask him to stand up and ask him a question, you tell me, you'll be looking at me, not even saying a word. You see how you are using that? Hmm? Come out, fall out. Fall out. It's like you think I'm here to joke. Come out. As for you, I made a sentence last week. I quoted a Bible verse. Submit yourself unto the Lord. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. And you are busy allowing the devil to live with you. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Else you will be possessed with the devil's spirit. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. You think I'm not to joke. Give me your hand, my friend. You think I'm playing with you. Give me your hand. I can't get walking back and joke. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. I want to forgive you. Give me that one. Give me that one. That's not my hand. Give me that hand. Give me that hand. What's the reason? You must search you there. Now give me that. Reason. You were surgery. And I can tell you, give me your reasons. You want medical reason or spiritual resurrection for me there. I'm asking you. What do you know, Father? So look at what lesson. Your mother. What do you know? Zero. Huh? Mm-hmm. 7919.